Duterte administration. And people were surprised because I rated him exceptional. Exceptional. So let me explain. You know, during the time of President Ramos, we initiated a reform that addressed three fundamental questions of the nation. Kung sa halaman, mayroon primary roots and secondary roots. What we did is to address what we call the primary roots. Now, if we can address these primary roots, which we identified in three categories, we'll be able to solve all other problems, whether inequality, poverty, corruption, crime, drugs, and so forth. But if we cannot address this, then we will have all these problems, and will not be able to address them. So this is why this is very important. That is why ang tawag natin dito, even since the beginning when we inaugurated this during the time of former President Ramos, as how to empower the environment, how to enable the environment to give the nation the capacity to solve the challenges that the people feel on a day-to-day basis. So, okay, ito po ang tatlong problema na dapat harapin natin. Pag hindi ito natin naharap, walang mangyari sa bansa natin. Okay, number one, we have to solve our internal problems no matter what. We have the longest communist insurgency. And for so long as that is there, we are in a permanent state of war. We cannot develop the nation. Then we have the separatist movement in the South. Now, ang ginawa noon ni President Ramos, as soon as he became president, he abolished the anti-subversion law. And then he allowed these communist leaders or what, who would like to join politics, to get themselves elected. And some of them now are members of Congress. So this is what he did. And he went further by effecting a ceasefire with the communists. And before he left office, the status there is a negotiation for the economic and social demands of the NDF, NPA, CPP, NDF. Okay, for the separatist movement, what happened there was we had peace talks, peace agreement with Normiswari, and we started to resolve the MILF by shifting the emphasis from dealing with the leaders to the community itself. Now, I will not elaborate on this because for lack of time, so I can proceed. So, more or less, this is what the Ramos government did on this first route. Now, see President Duterte, what he immediately did on this is to appoint, communist leaders in his cabinet. And then he was rather fast in his effort to resolve this problem. Now, he is in the at a point of having, finalizing the dialogue with them. So I understand they hope to end it by the end of this year, hopefully. But that is the progress there. So in the South, he's using his personal clout to resolve that problem. So that is number one, and that is what he did. Okay, number two, we have a broken politics. Our national policies are formulated by whoever funded the president, of the last election. And they are implemented to benefit them. Now, the most that the Ramos government did here was to have a bill by Congressman de Benecia for the government to finance presidential election, etc., to ensure that the oligarchy would no longer be engaged in funding the politics of this nation. etc. But it's all about that now. What did President Duterte has done insofar as this is concerned? He has proposed to change the form of government from unitary to parliamentary, from unitary to federal, and presidential to parliamentary. Now, this is a solution. Let us hope it succeeds. Now, the third one is to level the playing field in both the non-land and land sectors. In the land sector, the Agrarian Secretary, I think, has already initiated measures to reform big haciendas like Hacienda Luisita, etc. Now, what I have not seen is addressing the monopolies so far. But I think he has warned one oligarch about his activities. And to me, that is an indication that there is seriousness in trying to confront this problem. Now, all the governments after President Ramos, si Erap, si President Gloria, si Pinoy, they did what they were supposed to do, but they never addressed these three problems. It is only President Duterte, he is the exception, who addressed this. That's why I rated him exceptional.